Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillah wa alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salam ala rasulillah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Welcome guys. Today we're going to be discussing Eunomius argument. Okay, so who was Eunomius? Remember in the Council of Nicaea in 325, there was a particular bishop that rejected the church's position on the doctrine of the Trinity and other things. His name was Arius, okay? Arius was a bishop in Alexandria who had a different idea about the doctrine of the Trinity. He didn't think he has so many. We'll go over some of his arguments. So Eunomius was an Arian, okay? So because Arius, he had a lot of following, a lot of people actually bought his idea. Like, this makes sense, okay? So I want to show you some of their arguments against the church, the Orthodox position, okay? So we're going to go over 3 of his arguments, okay? So we see how strong it is. You be the judge, okay? So let's go over it. Now, the first argument goes like this: God is unbegotten. The Father is unbegotten. Therefore, the Father is God. Okay? That's the first part of the argument. God is unbegotten. The Father is unbegotten. Therefore, the Father is God. Now, this problem, you might be like, so now put the Son in there. God is unbegotten. The Son is begotten. Therefore, the Son is not God. You see, that's how the argument goes. Because if you say that God is unbegotten, then anyone that is not unbegotten is not God. That's their first argument, and it's very profound. And that's actually what we believe too, that God cannot be begotten. Now, you might think like this argument is resting on the unbegotten part. A stronger form of it will be the Aseity, that property of Aseity, which I told you guys. A being is Aseity if it's on cost. Okay, you're on cost. You don't depend on anything outside of yourself for your own existence. Okay, you're on cost. Okay, that's how I like to define the Aseity, because a lot of people try to hide around different meanings of Aseity. But if you say on cost, everyone know. Okay, a being is Aseity if it's on cost. So we can reframe the argument like this: God is on cost. The Father is on cost. Therefore, the Father is God. So if you put the Son and the Holy Spirit in there, God is on cost. The Son and the Spirit, they are cost. Therefore, they are not God. See how strong our argument is. And the church rejected this position. Okay, now let's see the other side of the place, the second argument. Okay, he said this. He said every cause must precede its effect. Okay, so every cause precedes its effect. Okay, listen to what he just said. Every cause precedes its effect, meaning if A causes B, that means A must be there before B. Okay, because it's A that is causing B to exist. Okay, so therefore we say the Father caused the Son. Therefore, the Father is temporally prior to the Son. Okay, this is argument against the eternal procession argument. Because what is the church position against this? The church, they want to say you have a timeless cause and a timeless effect. Okay, this is what in my other video I was questioning this, that can you have an eternal action, an action that has never begun to exist? Is that even an action? So if he said every cause precedes its effect, the Father caused the Son. Therefore, the Father must precede the Son, because the Son is the effect of the Father's action. Do you see this second argument? It's actually very strong and it makes sense. Okay. Then the last one, he said, this one goes like this: the Father freely caused the Son to exist. Okay, so you can phrase it like a question: did the Father willfully or freely cause the Son to exist, or was he necessary? Okay, is he a necessity to cause the Son to exist, or he was free? Okay, and then he said, if you say yes to the argument that the Father freely caused the Son to exist, then he said the Son could have not existed. Okay, the meaning of this is that if it's something that is free, it means you can do A or B. Okay, if you are truly free, you can choose A or B. Then that means whatever action you are trying to do is not necessary. You can, now, there are a lot of ways people try to go around this, but in the real sense, it's either you're free or you're not free. Okay, if you're free, that means you always have that option to choose A or B. And if you choose A every single time, even if you choose A every single time, it doesn't mean you are not free. Do you understand the difference? But you can decide to choose B. The moment you remove that option of B, that means you are not free to do it. Okay, and especially in this case, I think this is weakest one of his arguments, but it actually makes sense because the church fathers, the pro-Nicene fathers, they want to hold on to the view that actually the son, the father willfully, he did it. It was something I did willfully. It was not something of necessity. If you say it was necessity, that means he couldn't have done otherwise. That means it seems more like an emanation. He wasn't aware of it. He just came out. That's how it would seem like. But if the father actually did the action, then if you tie it with the second option, like the father actually preceded and he actually willed to do something. You see, this is the Eunomius stroke Arian argument. And I think it's actually profound. And some of these arguments, you can rephrase it however you want. But remember, the first one is about aseity. I've already presented this kind of argument before. Aseity means uncaused. You see, don't let them redefine it for you in another way. If you redefine it another way, they will try to go around it. But if you say uncaused, nobody can go around it. Aseity means you are uncaused. Okay? Now, any being that is caused cannot be God, because God by definition is uncaused. That's why only the Father is God. And that's why the Arians, they said only the Father is the true God. Okay? Only the Father is God in the truest sense. Any other being that is caused to exist, they can be divine, but in a lesser sense. That was their whole point. Okay? And in the next video, I will show you another Arian argument about beings. Okay? But the second one is about a cause that precedes its effect. The church, they say no. The cause is timeless. The effect is timeless. How that is possible, I don't know. But that's the second argument. And then the last one is, if the Father had the free will to choose to cause the Son, then he could have done otherwise. That means the Son is contingent on the Father's decision. Therefore, the Son is not God, because God, by definition, it doesn't have this kind of question. No one has this kind of question of the Father. So why are you asking it of the Son? And you said they are co-equal. This is one of the reasons why the Arians rejected the Orthodox position. I hope you learned something from this video. So guys, see you guys next time. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.